Hey you guys, so I'm just going to go over the two problems that I gave you for the angles with equations real quick. And if you weren't able to get it, then what I'm going to actually reassign for some of you is for you to try them again. You will get a notification from me that I'm giving you another chance to try this because I really do think that you guys can get this. A lot of you worked on equations in Algebra 1, and this is really just an equation problem, but we're looking at it within the context and calling each of these angle values, okay? Also, yes, you can take a look at my janky nails, haha. All right, so problem number 1 said angle A and angle B are supplementary angles. Again, if you remember, supplementary means 180 degrees. So both of these expressions that were given in problem number 1 need to be set equal to 180, okay? And I think a lot of you guys got that part. This is similar to the example problem that I put on the Google Doc. So now what we're going to do, again, I always like to put a line where the equal sign is on my equations. But the first step you want to do is combine like terms. I usually always write CLT next to this step. So we have x and 3x as like terms. So when I combined 1x plus 3x, I get 4x. Excuse me. And now I'm going to combine my two constants, or aka they're just numbers, okay? So we have 21, that's positive 21. And then positive 23. So I know that 3 plus 1 is 4, and 20 plus 20 is 40. So I now have plus 44. And again, that's set equal to 180. So now I have a two-step equation, and I always want to do SAD-MEP first. So what I mean by this, again, it's just PEMDAS backwards because we have some unknown values. Anytime you have a variable, that's your unknown value. So again, I'm going to start with subtraction or addition. I see addition, so I need to do the opposite. So I'm going to subtract 44. Again, what I do from on one side, I need to do to the other side. So these add to 0, and I'm left with 4x. I'm just going to move that down below. And I'm going to set that equal to, I know that 180 minus 40 is 140, and I have 4 more. So I know that I have 136 here. And now with 4x, again, I've taken care of the subtraction addition part. Now I'm on the division multiplication part. We don't need to worry about exponents or parentheses because we got rid of the parentheses in the first step, and there are no exponents. So I don't need to worry about that. And 4x is same as 4 times x. So I need to divide by 4. Do that on both sides. So these 4 divided by 4 makes 1. So I just have 1x or x left. And I know that 136 divided by 4 is equal to 34. Okay? So, pardon me. Now that you have the value of x, keep in mind that you don't have the value of the angle yet, okay? The final part of problem 1 says find the measure of angle B, and this expression up top was equal to angle B, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to kind of section off this part of my whiteboard, and I'm going to take 3x plus 23, and essentially, I'm just going to change that x value. So I'm going to substitute, I'm going to put parentheses in. And this is where I'm going to put x. Okay, so I have 34, goes in for x, plus 23. And here you, again, just do PEMDAS. Because we don't have any more missing values now that I know what x is equal to. So 3 times 34 is equal to 102 plus 23. I know that 2 plus 3 is 5, so I have 125 degrees for, sorry, you can't even see that, for the value of angle B. All right? Okay, so that was problem number 1. Yes, a lot of steps. However, can you do it? You totally can. But, you know, it's going to take some willpower and some brain power on your part, and if you're finding that you don't have a lot of equation skills, it might be best to look up a YouTube video, or you can always email me and we can go over it from there. So, problem number 2 says A and B are vertical angles. So I'm going to just take out my handy dandy geometry notebook. So you can use this and just find vertical angles here, or you can use these notes right here. But a vertical angle, it just says opposite equal angles formed by intersecting lines. So just to give you a visual, again, I had attached this page of notes. So here is our vocabulary section for vertical angles. Congruent meaning equal. So that means that here in problem number 2, angles A and B do have to be equal because they're opposites. In the same way, like 3 and 6 have to be equal and 4 and 5 have to be equal. All right. So putting that aside, problem number 2, it says angle A is equal to 3x minus 30. And again, since angle A is equal to angle B, and angle B is equal to 2x minus 9, they have to be set equal to each other, okay? So I'm going to draw a line down the middle. And again, we always do SAD MEP when we have unknown values. So I have x's, I have unknown values, okay? I always say that it's always easier to move the smaller number. Technically, negative 30 is the smaller number, even though it looks bigger, okay? If I end up moving this, it's going to clear this negative, so that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to do the addition subtraction part, okay? So I'm going to cross that out. Again, I don't need to worry about exponents or parentheses because you don't see any of those here. So I do the opposite of subtraction. And I know that negative 30 and positive 30, they cancel out and equal 0. All right, so I bring the 3x down. So I have 3x is equal to, and I have 2x remains, and then negative 9 plus 30, and now I'm going to have positive 21. Okay, so now I still have, I went from having a multi-step equation to having a kind of a 3-step equation still because we have an x here. So again, our goal is to isolate x. I want to get these values on one side of the equation and then solve for it. So I'm actually not going to do subtraction addition on this side anymore because I want to move 2x over here so that way I can get the variable alone. I don't want to move 3x to the other side because that's going to leave nothing on this side of my equation. Okay, so I'm going to, this is positive 2x, I'm going to take away 2x. What I do to one side, do to the other. Again, these clear out, and I'm left with 21 on this side of my equation. And I have 3x minus 2x. Easy thing about this is that 3 minus 2 is just 1, so I just have x left. And that's the value of x, all right? Again, you need to make sure that you're answering all parts of the problem. This problem actually stops here. It just says find the value of x. So that's all you got to do. Today for homework, actually, I'm going to attach a video on different equations, different problem equations. So tonight's homework is going to be on Delta Math again, but it's actually just going to be a review of equations. I feel like you guys have needed that review during the year when I was seeing you in person, and even more so now that we're not seeing each other in person. So again, if you feel like you're struggling, I got a couple emails from some students. Please email me. I will try my best to follow up in a timely manner. All right. But today is all about equations. And then we're going to move into, just to give you a heads up, angle relationships where we have parallel lines cut by a transversal. So that's where we're headed. And we're going to keep doing review into next week when we start live classes. I'm actually really excited to start live classes. I hope you guys will be able to join us. I'll send out Google Meet invites, and I'm excited. All right. So keep up the good work. And if you're missing things, I will be emailing you. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. I miss you guys. I hope this isn't as painful as you thought it would be. And keep up the good work. Bye.